Good day. I am Joshua Noble. Today, our group going to present about awareness video for digital footprint and data privacy. First, we see what is digital footprint. Digital footprint is the data trail you leave behind when using the internet is known as your digital footprint. It records your whereabouts, actions, and words on the internet, much like a set of digital fingerprint or footprints. There are two types of digital footprints. One is active digital footprint, and another one is passive digital footprint. First of all, we look into active digital footprint. Active digital footprint is the information you consciously publish online, including emails, social media, posts, online reviews, and form submission, is known as your active digital footprint. This comprises all of the data you intentionally submit and that is produced by your deliberate online actions. For example, social media posts, article comments, and newsletter subscriptions. Secondly, passive digital footprint. A data trail gathered about your online activity without your awareness or consent is known as passive digital footprint. This data is automatically collected in the background as you use apps or surf the internet. When websites log activity, cookies and trackers monitor browsing, apps access location, or use data when terms of service are approved, and ISPs and search engines log IP addresses and search history. Automated data gathering techniques establishes a passive digital footprint. For example, include IP addresses, browsing and search history, location data, click patterns, time on pages, device information, and also online purchasing preference. Thank you.
Wow, many types of shoes are here. Which shoe will suit me? Oops, it's time to go to work. We can see this later. I'm free now. Let's watch comedy scenes in YouTube. How come the shoe I was looking for is now showing in YouTube ads?
Have you ever searched for something online and the ads follow you everywhere? That's not magic. That's your data being collected. What is personal data? Personal data means any information about you. Your name, age, phone number, email, photos, even your location. But it doesn't stop there. Your browsing history, your likes, your online shopping, all of it is personal data. How data is collected. Websites and apps collect data when you sign up or make purchases. Cookies and trackers follow what you click and search. Social media records what you like, share, or even just hover over. And remember, if the service is free, chances are, you are the product. How data is used. So, what happens to your data? It's used to show you targeted ads, recommend videos, and help businesses understand customers. Sometimes, companies even sell your data to third parties. But in the wrong hands, it can also lead to scams, hacking, or identity theft. Why it matters. Personal data makes life online easier, but it also puts your privacy at risk. That's why awareness is important.
Good day everyone, my name is Kelly Bashir, and in this part I'll be presenting technical strategy and non-technical strategy that help protect our personal data from cyber threats and misuse. First, let's look at the technical strategy. These are technology-based solutions that strengthen our system security. Number 1, data encryption. This method converts private data into unreadable data. So even if data is stolen, it cannot be accessed without a decryption key. For example, Maven 2U use AES and SSL/TLS encryption to secure transaction. Number 2, multi-factor authentication (MFA). MFA as an extra layer of protection by requiring more than one verification method, such as password and one-time passcode. Number 3, firewalls and intrusion detection system (IDS). This acts as a shield between trusted and untrusted networks, filtering harmful traffic and detecting suspicious activities early. Number 4, regular system audits and patching. Regular audits fix known security flaws in software and operating system, preventing hackers from exploiting all vulnerabilities. Now, for the non-technical strategies, these focus on people, policies, and procedures. Number 1, user education and awareness. Training and awareness campaigns help users understand how to protect their data. Number 2, data protection policies. Organizations should establish clear policies on how data is collected, stored, and shared, and regularly remind staff about their responsibilities. Number 3, Legal Compliance PDPA 2010. The Personal Data Protection Act 2010 ensures that companies follow strict data protection principles with penalties for non-compliance. Number 4. Incident response and risk management. Having a response plan helps organizations detect content and recover from cyber attacks quickly. So in summary, protecting personal data requires both strong technical strategy and proper human and legal practices. By combining these strategies, organizations can significantly reduce the risk of data breaches and ensure user privacy.
Hi sir, my name is Lao Tianming. Today I'm going to present social and ethical implication of pro data management. Data management today is not just a technical issue, it's also about ethics and social responsibility. When organization or government fail to protect people's data, the impact can be serious. First, trust is easily broken. A single data breach can destroy years of customer confidence, leading to financial loss and reputational damage. Clients may move to competitors with stronger security. Second, surveillance concerns arise when data is collected or used without clear oversight. This allows authorities or companies to monitor people's behavior, threatening privacy and freedom. Third, reputation harm digital rights. It enables discrimination in AI system and cause people to self-censor online, limiting free expression. Lastly, both companies and governments have ethical duty to collect data fairly, ensure transparency, and enforce privacy law. Failure to do so Europe public trust and weakens the foundation of digital society. That's all my presentation. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Divyarashni Saranan. Today I will be presenting two real-life Malaysian case studies involving serious data misuse and privacy breaches that happened recently, the MyKad data leak and the Sukso cyber attack. So, case 1, alleged MyKad data leak December 2024. In December 2024, there were reports that personal data from about 17 million Malaysians MyKad had been leaked and sold in the dark web. However, the National Registration Department (JPN) denied that their database was breached. Currently, this case is under investigation by the National Cybersecurity Agency (NACSA). Impact: this illegal leak caused major public concern, damaging trust in government data and system, raising fears about the identity theft. Case 2, Sukso cyber attack, December 2023. The second case occurred in December 2023 when the social security organization Sukso confirmed that its system and databases were hacked. Sensitive personal data such as full names, IC numbers, salaries, phone numbers, and even blood types were exposed. Summary: as we can see, both incidents highlight how cybersecurity weakness can lead the loss of public trust and identity theft risk. The breaches remind us that protecting personal data is not just a technical issue, it's a national security and public confidence matter. Thank you.
Hello sir, today I'll be talking about how these cases, which are the alleged MyKad data leaked in December 2024 and the Sukso cyber attack in December 2023, illustrate the importance of data protection. Both incidents show how easily people trust can be shaken when personal data is involved and what lessons we can learn to design safer systems in the future. Let's begin with the MyKad data leak case. Even though the alleged leak was never fully confirmed, the news itself created a huge public reaction. People started to lose confidence in the government's ability to protect their personal data. This shows that trust is fragile. Once people believe their information is unsafe, it's very difficult to regain that trust. In fact, perception matters almost as much as reality. Even an unverified breach can harm legitimacy. The reason this matters so much is because MyKad data is extremely sensitive. It's not just a name or an ID number. It includes full identity details, home addresses, and even biometric information. This data connects to many systems like tax, healthcare, and banking. If such information is ever leaked, it becomes like a master key that criminals can reuse again and again for fraud, impersonation, or SIM card cloning. Unlike password, we can't change our biometric or our IC number, so once leaked, the damage can be permanent. Now the government denied that any breach took place, which is important, but denials alone are not enough to rebuild confidence. People need to see visible accountability, such as transparent investigations, third-party audits, and public reports on what's being done to strengthen security. Without the transparency, people doubt continues to grow. Another major issue was the lack of proactive monitoring. Authorities claimed that no breach was detected because there was no suspicious activity recorded, but that itself may indicate weaknesses in their logging and detection systems. Every major database should have strong, tamper-proof logging and anomaly detection tools to spot irregular access before a full-scale breach occurs. Finally, the case also highlights the challenge of digital forensics in large government systems. When multiple agencies share identity data, tracking how and where a leak happened becomes very complicated. That's why it's essential to have strict compartmentalization, or in other words, separate and limit access so that even if one system is compromised, attackers cannot move freely into others. Now let's move on to the second case, the Subso cyber attack in December 2023. This breach exposed not only personal details like names and phone numbers, but also salary, employer data, and even health information such as blood type. Such in-depth data makes people vulnerable to financial fraud, discrimination, or targeted social engineering attacks. The damage here wasn't only to individuals, it also shook reputation of SOXO as a trusted public agency. When a major institution like SOXO is breached, it sends worrying signals to citizens if social data isn't safe. What about other systems like tax, education, or healthcare? So, the reputational damage becomes systemic, affecting confidence in public service as a whole. After the incident, SOXO faced a tough situation, balancing between keeping its services running and protecting the data of millions of users. Some services had to be suspended temporarily. This shows how important it is to have disaster recovery plans and clear incident response playbooks so that essential service can continue even during a cyber crisis. A proper investigation is also crucial to find out how the breach happened, whether through a vulnerability, privilege misuse, or incident threat, and to hold those responsible accountable. Public agencies also have a duty to notify affected individuals, give them advice on protecting themselves, and communicate openly about what steps are being taken. This level of transparency is key to rebuilding trust after a major data incident. From these two cases, there are several key lessons about how our system should be designed to prevent or limit such damage. First, we must recognize the sensitivity and reusability of data. Some information, like biometric data, IC numbers, or health records, is super sensitive. Once leaked, it can be changed and can be misused across multiple platforms. That's why these types of data need the strongest level of protection. Second, there's the issue of trust, legitimacy, and the social contract. Citizens share their personal data with the government based on trust. When that data is mishandled or not properly protected, the legitimacy of the institution is at risk. Simply denying a breach isn't enough. There must be transparent investigation, accountability, and visible corrective measures. Third, system must follow the principle of defense in depth and compartmentalization. This means having multiple layers of protection, not just one firewall or system or password system. We need strict access controls, encryption of data both when stored and when transmitted, segmentation between departments, and detailed audit logs that cannot be tampered with. Regular vulnerability assessments and penetration tests are also vital to find weaknesses before attackers do. Fourth, we must focus on incident preparedness and response. No system is perfect. Breaches will happen, but what matters is how quickly we detect and contain them. A strong response plan should include yearly anomaly detection, forensic investigation, public notification, patching the weaknesses, and reviewing polishes afterward. Regular drills and cooperation between agencies help ensure a faster, more coordinated response. And finally, fifth, we need strong legal and regulatory guardrails. Malaysia's Personal Data Protection Act, or PDPA, was updated in 2024 to include mandatory breach notification and higher penalties, up to 1 million ringgit or 3 years imprisonment. However, one major limitation remains: most government agencies are still excluded from the Act. This is a serious oversight because many of the biggest data leaks involve the public sector. So, while the law is necessary, it's not on its own. We also need enforcement, independent oversight, and a culture of privacy and accountability within every institution. To conclude, these two cases, the MyKad data leak and SOXO cyber attack, show us that data protection is about trust, transparency, and responsibility. When personal data is at risk, it affects not only individuals but also the credibility of public institutions and the overall confidence in our digital society. Protecting citizens' data is ultimately about protecting their identity, their safety, and their trust in government. Thank you.